Hey guys, and welcome to this DigiWide scan, where I basically help business owners and digital marketers and agencies understand the digital landscape of a particular business, and that is everything on the internet about a particular business. Basically everything that a typical user can see, or a prospect customer or competitors. This helps us understand the current state of the business in the Digiverse. By looking at what competitors do locally and internationally, we're able to get some inspiration that's unique to the business and come up with an idea or a scope for the desired future state. So by understanding the current state, we can craft the desired future state. And what we do is use software and AI to do the heavy lifting on the journey from the current state to the desired future state. This DigiWide scan usually takes me about an hour to walk through. There are some pieces that I might have to blur or that you won't see over here. That's obviously for security reasons for the particular business or businesses involved. However, when I am in, let's say, the war room with a business owner, then we go all out. We check everything out. We go corner to corner, and we make sure, or I make sure, that they understand what their current state is, how they're going to get to the future state, and we build a plan, and we implement this plan over a number of sprints with estimations on all the activities that will take place. And our mindset is that change is the only constant. So let's dive in as I help you understand how there are mostly 3 things in 5 places that you need to focus on as a business owner over the whole digital landscape of your business. You'll also get the tools that'll help you as a guideline to look at the most important things with priorities and enable you to do estimation. Today we're going to look at a business by the name of Louie Daniele, and the reason why I'm looking at this business mostly is that they've been running ads, they've been putting some ad spend in, and it might be important to make sure that if there are any gaps, that those gaps be resolved prior to spending money on ads, which might cause, if you do have gaps and these things that you haven't done, could lose you money. So the first area that we're going to take a look at is search engine results pages, or search engine optimization. One very important thing that you need to remember is that consistency is key. It's not just about doing this once. Regularly updating your SEO, creating fresh content, and optimizing your Google My Business profile or listings are crucial to staying visible. So 3 steps to improve your search rankings. 1 is optimize your SEO keywords. Make sure your content is centered around the most relevant keywords for your business. This means in descriptions and throughout your site, including meta titles. Ensure your business is listed on Google My Business, fully optimized with updated contact information, your hours, and images. You could build high-quality backlinks by partnering with credible sites or industry influencers to get backlinks to your website. This significantly boosts your search ranking, as it gives you better or improved domain authority. Now, 2 types of content that drive SERP performance is long-form blog posts, which is content that provides detailed, valuable insights or solutions to problems. Google favors well-written, informative content. And number 2 is video content. Optimized videos like tutorials or case studies that increase engagement and dwell time on your site. This basically helps boost your ranking as well. Now at the end of this video, I'm going to put together, or I have already put together, a whole 7 hours of content over 11 trust points or touch points and over 4 platforms. Actually, I have more platforms that I've done for this specific business. That's going to demonstrate to you how you can get content done in a matter of weeks without breaking the bank and without losing sleep. If you want to create content, you've got to see that. You've got to see what it's about. If you want to create content for a small business or a small business owner, you're going to want to see that. Or if you're a digital person and you need some inspiration, go and check it out. You won't be disappointed. So for this business, remember when I said we use software, tools, AI, etc. What I can tell you, unfortunately, sorry, the screen is blurred for security reasons. Their overall score is looking pretty good. The crawler or software tool that I'm using will help me analyze mobile speed, domain authority, sitemap, keywords, backlinks, SSL certificate validity, blacklists, email deliverability, and so much more. It'll also show me not only what my clients' results are, but also what the industry averages are. Not just that, this tool will also give me some core vitals. It'll give me some objectives to work on, and if there are any alerts, I'll get that too. I can just plug in my social media accounts as well, and it'll give me some results on metrics as well, traffic and so on. What I can say is that their website authority is pretty good. The organic search traffic looks pretty good. The total number of keywords have had an increase, and their list of keywords also have positive results. There are some suggestions to improve this, which I would share with the business owner. When it comes to backlink analysis, I can see the total number of backlinks, which also is quite positive. I can see how many are referring domains. I can see how many of the links are follow and how many are no follow. What's really good for them is that they have 0 spammy backlinks, and they have a good number of anchor text configured. Configured. I don't think that was a word. Maybe that was a word, and I don't know that it was, and thus revealing my limited vocab. Anyway, so if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll see that a big part of what I do over here, or what we do, is that we actually implement. We have action plans. When you look at all of this and you wonder how the hell you're going to get through all of this, how you're going to get through all the work, what is the most important, that is where we bring the value, because we put all of this together in a plan, estimated down to points and time, down to even minutes. We can even work out, in many cases, the costs of everything needed to fulfill that project. That's why we're digital product managers. Get it? So when it comes to their SERP or SEO, I wouldn't say that there are any significant tasks that need to be created here. We'll maybe circle back to this after we've looked through the rest of the panels and platforms. Next on the list is reviews. Now, when it comes to reviews, many business owners don't know that it actually serves as reputation management within their digital landscape. And one very important thing that you need to remember is that genuine engagement builds trust. It's not enough to have reviews. How you respond to them shows potential customers who you are and how you handle your business. The 3 steps to manage and improve customer reviews. Encourage reviews proactively. Make it easy for customers to leave reviews by providing direct links in follow-up emails or text. 2. Respond to all reviews, good and bad. Engage with all feedback, especially negative reviews. Acknowledging issues shows potential customers that you care and are proactive. Number 3, showcase positive reviews. Highlight glowing reviews on your website, social media, and even in search results by optimizing them for rich snippets. Now, 2 types of reviews you should focus on. Quantitative reviews, these are focused on numbers, the number of stars, or the rating system. They build trust at first glance. And then qualitative reviews. These are detailed customer experiences. Potential clients love reading these because they provide deeper insights into your product or service. When we look at this business's reviews, we notice that they have a 4.9 rating and 155 in total. And if you go take a look, you can notice that there are quite a few personalized reviews or custom reviews, which is quite nice, which means they're quite genuine. All very good. The only thing that I don't see here is up to about a year ago or a year before these, there haven't been any responses from the owner. And because that is a key point, what I'm going to do is add a task in for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to say reviews, owner response. And this will be one of the things that we take into estimation or planning, because we'll have to do some of the old ones that haven't been done, and then we'll have to set up a structure so that we can continue to do this with future reviews. That went pretty well. These guys definitely do put in some effort there, and you can see there's some quality reviews. It's given already a very good feeling about how they serve their customers. Now let's check out their website. Now when it comes to your website or website performance, you must understand that your website is basically your digital shop front and your digital piece of real estate. First impressions matter. A slow, outdated, or confusing website can lose you customers before they even give you a chance. Now, 3 steps to optimize your website for better conversions is to improve load speed. Use tools like Google PageSpeed, dib.com, and the list goes on. These will give you insights to test your site and reduce load time. Number 2, make your website mobile friendly. Ensure it's responsive and works seamlessly on smartphones and tablets. Over 50% of traffic comes from mobile. Number 3, optimize your call to actions, also known as CTAs. Make sure CTAs are clear, visible, and direct visitors toward conversion points like signing up for newsletters or contacting your team. Basically anything that you're trying to show a prospect customer or an existing customer, something that you're busy working on that you want to see if they have any interest to get involved in, you need to have a very clear call to action on that segment. Now, 2 types of pages to focus on. Number 1, landing pages, which can be tailored for specific campaigns, and these pages should be optimized to drive conversions like contact forms, purchase buttons, etc. Number 2 is service or product pages. These should clearly explain what you offer with benefits listed and always include testimonials or social proof. Now when we look at this business, we can see that it has a very nice design and a very nice setup. You have all your contact information over here. There's good call to action. The menu bar has enough, and there's some complimentary stuff as well. And they have a handshake, so when you land on this page, there's a pop-up that basically gives away an offer. So as you can see here, shop online, complimentary delivery. shop now. Recent custom made. So here they have all these pictures looking really good, and they've got an online expert chatbot or chat service. Want to see more of this? Follow us and see more of the latest design trend in jewelry. After all, making jewelry personal is what we do. Join the community. Sign up with Louie, Daniele. You see, that's a good example of call to action and getting you interested. Then they have remodel and revive. Once again, remodel yours now. There's call to action and it takes you somewhere. They have a diamond gallery, and there they give some pricing and there's some deals when you go in there. Here they have different categories, and if you go take a look at all of this, it's quite interesting what they have. Once again, the call to actions are quite synchronized, which is nice. It flows very well. Custom gallery, explore custom, and then we're hiring, meet the team or join the team, and then foot links. Right, we're going to move on to channels. One most important thing that you need to remember about social media channels is that your social media is a conversation, not a megaphone. Engaging and interacting with your followers builds relationships. It's about dialogue, not just promotion, not just shouting things at people and just showing them images. So keep that in mind. 3 steps to build an engaged audience across channels. Number 1, post consistently. Develop a content calendar to ensure you're posting regularly and engaging with your audience. Number 2, use platform-specific content. Tailor your content for each platform. What works on Instagram, visual and reels, may not work on LinkedIn, professional articles. Number 3, engage, don't just broadcast. So respond to comments, messages, and mentions. Engagement builds trust and community. Now I know in some places, some areas, some platforms, countries, regions, it can get a little bit spammy and stalkerish and illegal. So that is something that you kind of need to look at. But it doesn't mean it's the end of the world where you have to close that account. There are ways that you can make sure that that is managed properly and get the right people involved. Now, types of social media strategies you should use. Number 1, organic content strategy. Regular posts, stories, and engagement that naturally reach your followers. Number 2, paid ad strategy. Targeted advertising that brings new users to your profile and website can help you, especially when you combine the two for best results. Once again, we're going to look at the 7 hours of content that we can basically cover 11 trust points or touch points and have this engagement ecosystem where you can plan and schedule posts over the correct platforms in the way that they need to be posted much better. Okay, so quick tip on content strategy. The most important thing that you need to remember is content is the key to building relationships. So valuable, consistent content is how to stay in your customers' minds, build trust, and position yourself as an authority in your field. 3 steps to creating high-value content is to identify your audience's needs. Research your audience and their pain points to craft content that provides solutions. Number 2, create evergreen content. Content that stays relevant over time, like guides or tutorials, can continually attract new visitors. Number 3, repurpose content across platforms. So use one piece of content across multiple platforms. For example, a blog post can be turned into a video. an infographic, or series of social media posts. Now, 2 types of content you should focus on is educational content, which teaches your audience something valuable. This can be guides, tutorials, or industry insights. Number 2 is entertaining content. While you want to provide value, make sure your content is also fun and engaging, especially for social media platforms. Now, when it comes to YouTube optimization, an important thing to remember is that watch time is key for YouTube. So, the more time people spend watching your videos, the better YouTube ranks your content. Focus on creating valuable, longer form content that keeps people engaged. Now, 3 steps to improve your your YouTube channel rather. Number 1, to optimize video titles and descriptions. Use clear, keyword-rich titles that describe your content. Include target keywords in your video descriptions to help with SEO, and include links to your website and social channels. Number 2, create engaging thumbnails. Surprisingly, thumbnails are critical to getting views. So design custom, eye-catching thumbnails with bold, readable text and compelling visuals to increase click-through rates. Number 3 is consistency in uploads. Post videos regularly to keep your audience engaged. YouTube rewards consistent posting, which helps your videos get recommended more often. Now, 2 types of content that works best on YouTube. Number 1, educational how-tos and tutorials. Videos that teach viewers how to solve a problem or improve their skills perform well. They keep people watching longer and increase your channel's authority. 2, product demos and behind the scenes. So showcasing products or giving a behind the scenes look at your business engages viewers and builds trust in your brand. If we look at this business's YouTube channel, we see that they have 5 subscribers, 2 videos, 980 views. If we take a look at the videos, then we'll notice of these 2 videos, the one that had 640 views over around 9 years ago, the other one they had 340 views around 11 years ago. The one video, it seems as though it doesn't really have much to do with this channel, and I would recommend actually getting into the 7114 content. This Louie Daniele diamond video is actually one that they can do quite a bit from and still use it as part of the new content. Let's take a little bit of a look here. Okay, you know what? Now looking at it and reading this, I see that the store was robbed on this date. And in the description, it looks like nothing was really done about this at the time. So I don't know what has happened thereafter. But you know what? Now, having a little bit more context, this would actually be some good content to speak about when we get to, if you look at the 7114 content that I put together for them, in an interview, a few questions around this, and 1 or 2 little story points or something like that could actually revive this and bring some attraction to their channel. So I wouldn't get rid of this actually. So I would keep this still. This can definitely do a little bit more work, and we can squeeze out a little bit more value out of this. Now this video that they have, bit of a profile, a little bit of a showcasing kind of video, I kind of like it. I like its old schoolish vibe, and I think that I would use this video and parts of this video in and integrated in some of the 7114 content, It can definitely come in as part of some of the interview questions and content like that. And I think this can actually get some nice traction actually. So that's pretty cool. They have something to work with, and I'm quite excited about this for them. So far what I've seen of this video, I would be able to get 1 to 2 hours of content out of this 2-minute video. Very exciting. Now we move on to Facebook. When it comes to Facebook optimization, one important thing to remember is, again, engagement reach. Facebook's algorithm prioritizes posts with high engagement. Focus on quality over quantity and foster interactions through likes, comments, and shares. 3 steps to boost engagement on Facebook. Number 1, post interactive content. Use polls, quizzes, and questions to encourage interaction. Facebook's algorithms favors posts that receive likes, shares, and comments, so make your posts engagement friendly. Number 2, use Facebook Live. Live video creates real-time engagement and reaches a larger portion of your audience. Announce your live sessions in advance to build anticipation. Number 3, optimize your posts for timing. Post when your audience is most active. Use Facebook Insights to analyze peak engagement times and schedule posts accordingly. Now, 2 types of content that performs well in Facebook. Number 1 is visual content. Images and videos outperform text-based posts. Use high-quality visuals that grab attention as users scroll through their feeds. Number 2, user-generated content, also known as UGC. Encourage customers to share photos and reviews of your products or services. This builds social proof and trust. Can you see the ecosystem or the engagement ecosystem unfolding here? Well, it's going to become very clear when we dive into that section, if you just hold on a little bit. But what do you think of this so far? Can you think of anything over here that hinders your performance? Share it in the comments below and let's see what it's all about. I'm sure we can try and help you out, or we can learn something from you. Now, if we go to this company's Facebook page, then firstly we'll notice 35,000 likes and 35,000 followers. They must have a very good contact list or email list. I hope they do have that, because that is gold right there. Next, we're going to Instagram. When it comes to Instagram, one important thing you need to remember is visual consistency matters. Your Instagram grid should have a consistent visual theme, making it visually appealing. Use similar color schemes, filters, or photography styles to create a cohesive brand identity. 3 steps to grow your Instagram account. Number 1, optimize your bio. Make sure your bio clearly explains who you are, what you offer, and includes a call to action with a link to your website or landing page. Number 2, use hashtags strategically. Research and use relevant hashtags to increase the reach of your posts. Stick to a mix of popular and niche hashtags to attract both broad and targeted audiences. Number 3, engage with your followers. Reply to comments, engage with your followers' posts, and interact with users through DMs. This builds community and strengthens relationships. Now, 2 types of content that drive engagement on Instagram. Number 1 is stories and reels. Short, engaging videos and stories are a great way to increase reach and engagement. Use reels to showcase behind-the-scenes content, quick tips, or fun, engaging moments. Number 2, user-generated content, UGC, and testimonials. Encourage your followers to share photos of themselves using your products or services and tag your brand. This builds trust and increases visibility. Now, if we go to this company's Instagram page or channel, we can see they have over 1,400 posts, over 5,400 followers, and they're following around 892. Once again, I think it's very important to check on that contact list on the followers and see who is already a follower on other channels like Facebook, for example, who are new over here, and get them on a contact list or an email list, a newsletter list. There's a whole lot of things that we're going to look at doing on the engagement matrix. So now we go to LinkedIn. When it comes to LinkedIn optimization, one important thing to remember is consistency builds authority. Regular posting and engagement will help you become a trusted voice in your industry. Stay active and maintain professional credibility by offering valuable insights consistently. Now, 3 steps to strengthen your LinkedIn profile. Number 1, optimize your profile for SEO. Use relevant industry keywords in your headline, summary, and job titles to make your profile searchable. Add specific skills to increase your profile's visibility. Number 2, share industry insights and thought leadership by posting regular updates that showcase your expertise. Share articles, case studies, and insights to build credibility in your field. Number 3, engage with your network. Comment on others' posts, share meaningful content, and engage in discussions to build relationships and strengthen your network. Now, 2 types of content that work best for LinkedIn. Number 1 is professional articles and insights. LinkedIn audiences value informative and educational content. Write or share thought leadership articles that provide value to your connections. Number 2, case studies and success stories. Share stories that highlight your work's impact. Case studies that showcase measurable success will resonate with your audience. If we take a look at this company's LinkedIn profile, we notice that there is not a lot going on over here, and perhaps we can just list a few activities here. Of one is the 7-Eleven 4 content. That will definitely give them a little bit of velocity. Now for TikTok. One important thing to remember about TikTok optimization is, again, engagement is everything. Can you see a pattern emerging? The hell, I've been doing this for too long. Engagement is everything. TikTok's algorithm is heavily driven by user interaction. The more comments, shares, and likes your videos get, the more it will be shown to a larger audience. Keep the content fun and interactive. Now, 3 steps to improve the TikTok content. Number 1, start strong in the first 3 seconds. The first few seconds of your video are crucial for capturing attention. Use engaging hooks, surprising visuals, or questions to grab the viewer's interest immediately. Number 2, use trending sounds and hashtags. Incorporate trending sounds and challenges into your content to increase the chances of your video going viral. Follow trends, but keep it relevant to your brand. Number 3, keep it short and fast-paced. TikTok favors short, high-energy videos that keep users engaged. Focus on delivering value quickly to retain attention. 2 types of content that perform well on TikTok. Number 1, challenges and trends. Participate in viral challenges and create your own unique spin on trending topics to increase engagement and reach. Number 2, behind the scenes and authentic moments. Authentic raw content performs well on TikTok. Show behind the scenes clips, day in the life videos, or unscripted moments to humanize your brand. I think we can definitely see that there's a great commonality that all the channels share if we speak with consideration to a digital landscape. And you're going to see this come out in the 7-11-4 content strategy. Now, if we go to this business's TikTok page, we notice that they have 0 following. They have 28 followers and 102 likes. Now, if you've noticed, everything else that they have on all the other channels is quite impressive, and this hasn't really performed like what we thought it would.
Yeah.
So there are definitely some tasks that we can add in over here. Now if we go to X, formerly known as Twitter, that is. One important thing to remember about Twitter or X optimization is real-time engagement wins. X is all about real-time interactions. Respond quickly to mentions, retweet valuable content, and keep up with the live events or trending topics to stay relevant. 3 steps to increase engagement on X. Number 1, tweet regularly and timely. Post frequently and focus on timing. Use analytics to see when your followers are most active and post during peak times for better engagement. Number 2, leverage threads for in-depth content. Instead of single tweets, use threads to dive deeper into topics. This allows you to provide more value and encourages followers to stay engaged longer. Number 3, engage with hashtags and trends. Join relevant conversations by using trending hashtags. Follow industry hashtags and participate in popular discussions to boost visibility. Now, 2 types of content that work well on X. Number 1, quick informative updates. Short, value-packed tweets that provide insights, tips, or industry news perform well. Number 2, interactive polls and questions. Ask your followers questions or post polls to engage interaction and gather feedback. This is a great way to engage your audience while learning more about them. So, the 7-11-4 content framework. What is it? So if you go to my site, I give you a whole breakdown on what this is, basically how it was founded through research, who's been doing it, and what the concept is about. The great news is that this can work for any small business in any sector, over all sectors, all categories. It is highly adaptive, and the most important thing you need to remember about the 7-11-4 content framework, it's all about consistency. The 7-11-4 framework works well only if you consistently engage with your audience over time. It's not just about posting once. It's about building a relationship that moves them closer to a buying decision. So consistent content builds trust and keeps you on top of mind. So here we look at 7-11-4 content that we crafted for this particular business. And 3 steps to build your 7-11-4 content strategies. Number 1, to identify key content pillars. First, focus on the core areas of your business that are valuable to your audience. These could be educational topics, product, service demos, or customer success stories. You want your content to cover a range of topics that reflect your brand and expertise. Number 2, plan content for multiple touch points. The 7-11-4 method emphasizes having at least 11 interactions with your audience before they make a purchase. So plan content for different touch points like social media posts, blog articles, YouTube videos, and emails. The key is consistency across platforms. Create content. Number 3, to build relationships over time. The 7 hours component refers to the amount of time someone needs to spend with your content to form trust. Spread this over a variety of formats, longer videos, interviews, or podcasts, mixed with shorter social media snippets to gradually build familiarity with your brand. Now, 2 types of content you should focus on for the 7-11-4. Number 1 is educational content. This type of content is designed to inform and provide value. It helps establish you as an expert in your field. Examples include tutorials, how-to guides, in-depth articles or videos explaining your product or service. Number 2, engagement content. This is content designed to create interaction and dialogue. Examples include live Q&A sessions, polls on social media, and short-form content like Instagram stories that encourages comments and engagement. And there you have it, the 7-11-4 content strategy. Now what we do is we take all of this and we put it in a plan. So the implementation plan will basically look at all of these topics, all of these activities, and we'll work out what the estimation of time is and what is the best way to execute on these activities, and how we can manage these digital products in the best way possible to have evergreen content and optimize the digital landscape of this particular business. Alright, so when we talk about inspiration, what I'll do is I'll go check out some companies in other countries. Here I just went to Google and I googled the top 5 famous jewelers and jewelry stores in the world. Number 1, we got a list over here, and up number 1 you can see Tiffany & Co. Number 2, Cartier, Lorraine Schwartz Diamonds and Fine Jewelry, and the list goes on. So if we take a look at Tiffany & Company, first what I'll do is I'll go look at their YouTube channel. Now remember, we're looking for inspiration. We want to look at what they're doing. You can't compete with them. They've been around since the 1800s. If we go to our site or their site, we'll see that here on the banner they give you an option to either be in the US or to choose a location. Menu all looks good, everything. I mean, there's nothing you could really challenge over here apart from put it through the crawler. But you can see they have a nice banner video over there. Shop now, call to action. Here we have some nice items up for sale. Shop now, call to action. Here we have some examples or sample images. Call to action. Shop by category. Call to action. And then obviously these have target URLs. So if you click on that, then you'll go to a whole page on this category of necklaces and pendants. Okay, so we can just imagine that it goes on. Now we're not going to go through every single page. We just want to get a little bit of inspiration here. So you can see this menu over here basically gives a lot of targets that you can follow, or URLs. Okay, we looked at some of that. Here's stories. So this is quite interesting. this is something that you might be. This is something that could actually work for your site. So Tiffany and Tennis Crafting Victory. You can go click on that. Tennis trophies designed by Tiffany. Okay. Quite interesting. So here's a question. As a jeweler, have you tried to design a trophy? You know, you go to the China Mall and all these other stores and you find these trophies. You get some other companies that actually specialize in it. I know of one in Meadowdale that I'm going to check out sometime, so stay tuned for that. But here's just an idea. I mean, look at this. Look at that tennis ball idea and that tennis racket. Also Pirelli diamonds by the yard tennis racket. Okay, it's crazy. It looks like it was really done. Look at that. Look at that. I hope you're getting some inspiration from this. Look at that, football, basketball, baseball, esports. Look at all of this. I mean, what about equine here in South Africa? Let's go back to our new high jewelry collection. Look at that. Quite a bit of inspiration. Let's go to the watches section. Okay. Okay, go and read up on that. Look at this. These timepieces, very strange. I don't know. Do you like it? Don't you like it? So here's just some ideas. I mean, things that you could do as a jeweler. You could basically put your images together, done in a nice way, presented really well, and you can just talk about it very briefly, and then you could put on a blog as well and talk about the process and things like that. Introducing bird on a flying turbulin. Very cool. Look at that detail. Look how nice that is. Look at that mosaic type. Look at that. Okay, now we go back to the site. So below the stories, which is something that you could do. Love engagement, Tiffany and engagement rings, feature the world's finest diamonds in unparalleled craftsmanship, signatures of the house of almost 2 centuries, and explore engagement rings. So there's call to action there. The Tiffany icons, for 187 years, Tiffany's icon collections have helped an ever-changing world speak the ever-changing language of love. And there we go, you have a whole lot of categories as well and samples here. This is something that you could do. I mean, look at that. How crazy is that? Looks like a rope. Wow. A knot. And here they talk about the experience, which is really cool. This basically forms part of the 7-11-4 engagement matrix. And you can see over here that what they've done is they basically give you a view of the process and the experience. And this is something that you can do as well on your site. See, part of the 711 4. So frequently asked questions, book an appointment, product, care and repair. Now what did that mean for Tiffany and Company? Day-to-day product care. Learn how to care for your favorite pieces and maintain them. How to care for your designs, gold and platinum fine watches. Shop jewelry care essentials. Request a service. Look at that. So what happens if you go click on the watch? Watch care. Day-to-day care. Long-term care. Cleaning, water resistance, crown, strap. Look at that. Shop watches. Look at this. Very nice. Easy on the eyes. Clear call to action. Nice and gentle. Frictionless. Just takes you through part of the experience. Let's go to their not website, their YouTube page. So if we take a look over here, I just picked one over here. They have around 300 videos. They've had, so this is some analytics that I use here as well, that I check on my customers' YouTube channels, and you can see totally on their channel they've had 346 million views. They have only around 157,000 subscribers, 347 videos, and this video has had around 47,000 views, only 4 comments, 183 likes. You can see what their score is like, nothing special. Let me give you an idea for inspiration. This is a good one that we actually identified that I put in the 711 4 for this business. Let's see how Tiffany & Co does it.
Tiffany & Co., the guide to diamonds. Everything you need to know about color. Let's talk about color and diamonds. In nature, most white diamonds have a natural, slight tint of yellow. Diamonds with a low color grade can appear a bit yellow instead of the desired brilliant white. The closer to colorless a diamond is, the rarer and more valuable it is. Diamonds are given a color grade from D, colorless, to Z, light yellow. At Tiffany, we only accept engagement diamonds from D to I in the colorless and near colorless range on the diamond color scale. Tiffany & Co., the guide to diamonds. Everything you...
There we go. How did you like that? So obviously if you're they have so many celebrities that have posed and been part of their commercials and their videos and things like that. And you could do that over here. I mean, look for some celebrities and things like that, influencers, what have you, that are local. And dress them sometimes for special occasions and things like that. I mean, look at the NSBC, for example, that has Small Business Awards. You could speak to the business owners that have been nominated for the awards and that are going for the ceremony or going up on stage and things like that, all those evenings, and you could, frost them. Okay, so we can take a look at their Facebook page, just for example. This is just crazy. 10 million likes, 10 million followers. They must have an insane email list. And there you can see, very basic, nice and straightforward, pretty classy. There can always be more to be done, but you know, it's good. And yeah, they have House Ambassador Anya Taylor, and they explain over here, and there we go, short and sweet, and got over 700 reactions, 11 comments, 37 shares, and that was 11 hours ago. Here's another one for a day ago. They keep it nice and short. Discover more. There they've got a link. Over 700 likes, comments, shares, all of that. Whether they're cheating or not. And I mean, whether they have people that they're going to ask, please go and like the page and like the post and whatever, or not, whatever. I mean, end of the day is there's the result. And they rank well. There we go. There's 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. So it looks like they do every day. 5 days ago. Six days ago. And it seems they're pretty consistent. Okay. Alright, good. If we go to the Instagram page, you can see the setup here and everything. Pretty much consistent with Facebook. And you can see over 4,000 posts, over 16 million followers. I mean, that's just quite impressive. And there you can see the reactions and shares and comments and all of that. And you could take a look at this and you could kind of see what the hype is around certain things, you know. Look at that. 1.2 million, over 6,000 comments. It's a good post. I mean, as you'd expect, they have all the main platforms going. I mean, they've got 1.9 million followers. So they're doing very well here as well, and I mean, that's expected. But if you go through the posts, you could get some inspiration, and you don't just have to do or get inspiration from Tiffany and Co. I mean, like you've seen, there are a few others that you can go and look at too. And it doesn't even have to be the top 5 that you see over here. There are plenty smaller businesses that are actually doing brilliant things that maybe haven't gotten the traffic, or might have even gotten a shitload of traffic. Who knows? But one thing is for sure, when you watch this channel, you'll get a lot of inspiration, because I crawl a lot of these sites and I find a lot of interesting things every day. Let's see, for interest's sake, what they have on Pinterest. So only around 320,000 followers, over 10 million monthly views. Very interesting. And I mean, you could do this as well. As a jeweler, and you can give ideas on some of your designs and things like that. People will definitely check it out, share it, comment about it, things like that. Okay, I think we're done with Tiffany Co. I'm sure you'll agree with me that it is a very good example to follow, gives some nice inspiration and guidelines. And you can get some nice ideas for your own engagement matrix, or your 7 hours of content over 11 trust points for all the platforms. Now let's see what we can find elsewhere in the world. Obviously we can see that this one, Flawless Fine Jewelry, has over 1,000 reviews and 5-star rating. And they're based in the UK, London. We can see that they have a good mix of images and content and all that here, and their reviews seem pretty good. Only thing I think we could see more of is the owner's response, but with over 1,000 reviews, who gives a damn? You see, when you get to this stage with so many reviews, all you have to do thereafter is just maintain maybe 1 review a month, just so that people can see, you're still maintaining that level of service, quality, etc. in your digital landscape. It's just a strong foundation. Oh, and here's a little bit of a negative review. You can check this out. Seems quite well put together. I'm not going to focus too much on this because this is more for inspiration. We're looking for other things. So yeah, we go to their site and you see they've got a good UI, UX. It's all well put together and everything. They've got CTAs and everything. Shopping diamonds by shape. Some nice examples here. Create your own. Consult with a jewelry specialist. That's actually quite nice. So something that I've done for other businesses is actually use the consultations as video content that you can put all over. So you can just set this up, you can speak to the person that you're going to consult with, and you can just put together a few questions, things like that, a bit of a drawing space. We're going to do some designing and stuff like that, and people can actually look into that. Obviously you need some permission and all that stuff, but that usually isn't a problem. And the rest is pretty much straightforward standard stuff. Let's go to the YouTube channel. We notice that their channel has had over 1.3 million views. They have over 400 videos views on 2 videos. Let's just bring everything up over here so we can get a good view. Okay, so let's look at this one, which has over, close to 300,000 views. Okay, and that was pretty straightforward and fairly easy editing. Now we go take a look at another one, Beverly Hills Jewelers, obviously in the US. They have over 200 reviews, 4.9 star rating. It's just quite interesting. I notice I do various sectors, and when looking at reviews for jewelry and some obviously personal type stuff, there are always such long reviews, and that can actually work out very well for you. And yes, there will be a negative review here and there, and it just depends on how you handle it. Let's take a look at their site. Also, the setup is pretty standard and all of that. UX, UI is all pretty positive, but there's nothing out of the ordinary yet. Obviously, this big claim on their 50th anniversary could just spark up some interest. CTAs are all good and there. Some categories over here. Here's a question for you if you're a jeweler. Have you sold something to a celebrity yet? If you have, why don't you put something like this together? You can always connect it to a blog. It's part of your 7 hours of content. And if not, why don't you try and make it a campaign? Try and get a celebrity or more. let's check out their YouTube channel, and we'll see that their total lifetime views is over 3 million, and they only have 3 videos. Wow. And there you go, folks, as easy as that. 3 million views. Beverly Hills.
40 years.
We offer one of the largest collections of engagement rings and jewelry in Southern California. We guarantee some of the best prices in America in writing. Our selection is up to 80% off compared to some of our competitors.
1 carat studs, $600. 2 carat solitaire platinum ring, $4,000. And don't forget, happy wife, happy life.
Visit us at bhjewelers.com.
If we go take a look at their Facebook page, we see over 90,000 likes and 88,000 followers. They must have a hell of a contact list, email, newsletter, subscriptions, etc., etc. And that's a serious wealth of information there. The information looks good, image, all that stuff. And check this out. Can you see that the last time they posted and were pretty active on this platform was in 2019? I mean, we're talking almost 5 years ago, and it just goes to show what YouTube can do for you, even though you have stuff on Facebook. As you can see, the content's pretty standard. If we go to the Instagram page, we'll see over 700 posts, over 11,000 followers, and a lot of the stuff you see on Facebook you'll basically see here. And they've had several hundred views and likes and all that here on this channel. Okay, let's go see what Peter Norman is up to and check out their reviews. I just wanted to check because their reviews aren't that many. Rating is good on 5. And let's see, for interest's sake, if there's any inspiration here. Au contraire, you can see that they answer the reviews. Their website looks pretty good, nicely set up and everything, UI, UX, all positive. There's good segmentation. Let's tell your story, that's pretty positive. People like telling stories about their rings, their engagements, and significance, and all of that. So that actually gets you a lot of content. You can do quite a few blogs and copy and things like that. See, here we see another one that actually shows celebrity engagement rings 2024. And people like watching celebrities and what they're doing and stuff like that, so you might just generate quite a few views. Nice that they have some facts over here. A lot of the time Google picks that up when people ask questions. It's tied to keywords and copy and things like that, that your stuff comes up. So you'll notice they want you to follow them on Instagram, so let's go take a look at YouTube. Notice that they have over 500,000 views, around 84 videos. Content. So this is probably a good idea for you for testimonials and things like that.
And the two of us started our ring searching journey. We looked at a lot of Pinterest boards. We kind of got an idea of generally what types of rings we liked. So Erin had really narrowed down her ring choices to a couple different options, and she sort of left it to me to decide which one, and it's really made it a bit of a surprise for her. But since we hadn't really found like that one particular ring that she really loved, I looked into some options about custom designing a ring, and that's when I found Peter's website. And I really wanted to implement some design elements that really reflected her personality and really the things that she enjoys most in life. I designed the, I still don't know the name for it, but the part around the stone, that's a mountain ring, I also don't know much about engagement rings. I don't know the lingo. He was just really good at interpreting what I had in mind and what my vision was, and putting that into a design. So I sort of drew some ideas out, and we met about it, we talked about it, and then within a week I think he had some 3D images to get back to me in the ring, and I loved it. So what I really liked about the process with Peter was that he just seemed really excited during all of our meetings. He always was sitting down with me, going over the design, making sure that we were really happy with the outcome of the ring. I went to pick up the ring, and Peter was just really excited, like, oh, I think it turned out really well, when are you giving it to her? And he actually like followed up on email. I think the day that I gave it to him, was like, oh, did you like it? You know, he just seemed really invested in the process, and so I'm just really glad that I found Peter in one of my many Google searches when trying to buy this one's ring.
Buy this one's ring. Cool. Okay, so now if we go to the planning section, this to me is the most important of everything, because now we take all the tickets that we created, all the tasks, everything, we put it together, we start segmenting it, categorizing it, estimating, and we start planning on what the highest priorities are and what will be going into the sprint of a week or 2 weeks or whatever the team decides on. So for SEO, I basically just had this. For SEO, I just put this task down to connect for analytics. So all the analytics channels, Google Analytics, Facebook, Google Business Profile, everything must be connected so that you can basically verify, validate everything. SEO, keywords, descriptions, and meta or meta tags, meta descriptions. That's just something we'll check on. If it's not necessary, then we won't do it, but at least it's part of our due diligence. If we go over to reviews, then we need to work on the owner's response. So we need to put something together over there, a bit of a plan. And then obviously a little bit of copy and all of that, and possibly put in an email, and then put a link there as well. Cut that. Reviews, owner's response. We have to ensure that the owner understands the importance of responding to the reviews, whether they're positive or negative. So we have to get that ready, and just emphasize on not having a template. It needs to be personalized to the review that they're getting. And then something else we can do is an interception. So there's a mail that we can do with the link, and that basically the whole point of that is to send that through to a customer and to find out how their experience was prior to them leaving a review. And then obviously this can just be an opportunity for you to get a review as well if everything is positive and went well. If they did not have a good experience, then you have the opportunity to find out what happened, and you can resolve it before it goes onto a permanent review type platform. Okay. Then if we go to their website, there are a few things that in the beginning of this video that we noticed. So SEO, keywords, meta descriptions. I've got this over here again, so we've covered it. We'll just check that out. Website, to configure a video or remove target URL. We have to take a look at that and see what it is that we want to do. It's all, we went through it all earlier on in this video. Website UI, check the back links or the back target links functionality. There was some some target links that weren't going to the correct targets, if I remember correctly. So we need to try and sort that out. And then on their web page, check or config the custom gallery, so their call to actions and their URL button. There was a URL button that wasn't functioning as it should, so that we'll take a look at, or need to take a look at. And then jobs, remove cyber threat info. There is some info over there that we should rather remove. Maybe we can put in a user and password to authenticate first the person that is applying for a job or something like that. That'll be better for them to avoid cyber threats. Okay, then we go to their YouTube channel. So what I would do is just check their profile, just make sure everything is configured correctly, and then we jump into the 7-11-4 content creation. So that I'm not going to reveal now, that we will do in some other video. If you'd like to see this, please let me know in the comments what would be really important for you, or what you'd like to see. Also similarly what you wouldn't really care about so much. Just gives me an idea as to how to put it together so that it's enjoyable for you and valuable. So that's what I would do there, and then we're going to go to Facebook. And then in Facebook there's nothing really over here to configure. Obviously we can just check out the profile, but it looks like it's all okay. Maybe just check out meta config and all that stuff. Other than that, we'll do 7-11-4 content creation. If we move on to Instagram, same thing. I wouldn't configure much over here. Something that I would definitely make sure of, let's just make a note over here. I'll say general is that's something that we just have to check on. These followers over here on all the platforms, Facebook, Insta, etc. I'd like to actually do some sort of an email / contact list building over there. They probably have this already. They probably already have an email list or a contact list that has all their followers listed or subscribed. I'm hoping they do. If they do, that makes life a whole lot easier, especially when we're doing the 7-11-4 content. Okay, and then we go to LinkedIn, same thing over here. I wouldn't worry too much about any config or anything, just make sure the standard stuff is done, and then work on the 7-11-4. Right, remember the 7-11-4 content is going to basically be fundamentally evergreen. So you'll be able to take pieces and portions and cuts and things like that, certain clips from long form that's created, and basically just curate it and configure it for that type of platform's metrics. Alright, and then for TikTok, same thing over here. There's not much to do over there on config and stuff like that. Just make sure the basics are covered. And then 7-11-4 content creation. I didn't find them on X. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you find them or something. Please let me know. Maybe it's under someone else's name. But at this point I didn't find it. So all that means is that we'll just create a profile, configure it, and then do some content creation. And then from there, competitors. I didn't do competitors now. That I do with the business owner in the war room. Sorry guys. And then inspiration. So here's some inspiration on subscriptions and followers and all of that, depending on how much time and all of that you have on YouTube, how much watch time and things like that. What's some interesting news is that the 7 hours of content, 11 trust points or touch points over 4 platforms is a really good way to have that covered. Alright, and then we looked at a few jewelers for inspiration to see what they're doing and things like that. But if you look at the 7-11-4 content that we created for this jeweler, you'll see that there's a likeness, or there are quite a few similarities in what some other top performing jewelers have done across the globe. So that's nice to know. So what I'm going to do is just bring these tasks down to the board. Okay, so there we go. There's the SEO, tasks, reviews, website, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, X, and that's basically what we have. The next thing that we're going to do, we use the Fibonacci sequence, and that's going to help us calculate what time is required for the point system and the type of tasks that we have. So typically, if we take our tasks, okay, so just to give you an idea of what this looks like, so the process that works for me, should I say, is to bring up the most important stuff. So SEO Connect for analytics is quite important, SEO keywords and descriptions, SERP SEO, Google business profile, adding some images, updating the profile, add content to Google profile, schedule posts. So once you have an idea of the types of posts that you want to initiate an action, all that stuff, you're going to have to schedule it, and you're going to have to do the posting work, which means you're going to have some copy that you have to put together, things like that. Now remember, what we do here is we take the current state, we understand the desired future state, and then we use software and AI, any tool that we can that basically helps us get to that desired future state as quick as possible, that we do. So we can use some AI and things like that. We can even use Claude or GPT to put some copy together, some hashtags, things like that, for each channel and all. So basically here, just to give you an idea, you'll see like on SERP SEO. Now I do this a lot. We do this quite often, my team and myself. So we kind of have like set numbers and scheduling and stuff like that. So a lot of the time we'll still look at the business that we're busy working on, but usually the estimations are quite accurate. So YouTube to complete profile, for example, point of 2, so that would mean it'll be about an hour's work. So that will take about an hour. SERP SEO is 1 point, so that'll take about half an hour to add some images. SEO Connect for analytics, I'll do some estimating on some of this stuff now. It doesn't have any numbers on it, but I just want to give you the idea of how we do this. In reviews, owner's response, we're just going to have a meeting and explain that and everything. So, I mean, that's a half an hour. That's a half an hour. Alright, so reviews, owner's response. There we go. Reviews, concierge, SEO, keywords, meta descriptions. I'll give this 2 points. That should take an hour. Actually, I'm going to give it a 3. It'll take a little bit longer. Doesn't have to be done all in one go. Website video, configure or remove target URL. Usually this can be done in about, in about an hour. That should be okay. That should be alright. So let's give it a 2. Add video overview. Website UI, check target links. This won't take too long. The thing is, you got to decide what you want to do with it. So to check the target links, let's give it a 2. You know, take it out. No, let's give it a 3. 3 will be better. 3 will be better. Remember, this isn't set in stone. This is the best estimation you'll get. The best the best accuracy at this point of time. With empiricism, you get spot on, and retros and the rest of it. Alright, so I'm going to do the rest of these estimations and everything. I just wanted to show you kind of how it works. So what you'll do is you'll take all of these points, you'll work it all out. Let me show you the spreadsheet. Spreadsheet. So this is basically a spreadsheet that I use The reason why I use this is I'm not in love with spreadsheets. It is basically pretty generic and it's universal, so I can use this on monday.com, ClickUp and all of these things, Slack and whatever. So you can use it in any platform. Basically the structure is you have the fundamentals being the search engine, which is results pages and SEO. You have reviews, you have the website, you have social media channels, digital services that we use that does the heavy lifting, and the 711 for content structure. You can also do email marketing and funnels and all of that stuff. Typically it's epics that are broken down into stories, and then we've labeled some of them with some subtasks, so obviously breaking that down into smaller pieces, and then we give each task a definition of done. We look at the estimation in points and estimation from points to using the Fibonacci sequence. We then look at the time factor. We can even look at the costing. If you look at some of the tools that you use, subscriptions based and what have you, then you can kind of select which tasks will go with what tool, software tool or software platform, and you can work out your subscriptions. You can work out throughout the duration of the sprint, the types of tools that you're going to use and the costs of that. You can look at the priorities and synchronize everything and say, right, these are the tools we're going to use at whichever point, and this is more or less how long it's going to take us to execute and everything. And that's what gives you some hope that you're not going to be lost in the digiverse with all this work to do and heavy teams and paying contractors and things like that and having to extend them and unnecessary costs. This is how we plan as close as we can. Okay, so basically this is how we do it. So those tickets that you saw over here, they will basically be listed in something like this, and we'll do a customized version for each company. So each company obviously will have a backlog, a plan. And what we'll do is we have the main backlog, then we'll have the second sprint action plan. So whatever comes from the main backlog, planning, all that stuff, we'll put into a sprint. Then we'll see what goes into the next sprint and what have you. And then from there, just continue to optimize. And that is basically the whole big idea on planning. Now, when it comes to implementing and having the sprint planning and stuff like that before starting, we will look at whichever tickets are the highest priority, and we will basically move them. And what that means is we'll basically put them all over here in the wish list or the marshalling area. And then whoever's going to do the work of these tasks, one or more people, will basically take their task or tasks and say, right, they need to do this or that or whatever. And what will happen is they'll start like this, for example, where it has to be done. When they start with a task, it'll go to doing. They'll carry on with that work throughout the day. And then once that is done, then they'll go to review or testing, where someone else in the team or the testers or whoever, their focus group, will be testing this out and make sure that it works how it should be. When it meets the definition of done, then it'll go to done. And then let's say the person has taken that up and everyone else is also busy with their work. You see how this moves? Then basically that's what you'll have. You'll have the flow of work. When this meets the definition of done, it'll go down to retro, just like the same as everything else. When something's not done to standard or requirements, then what will happen is they will then take this back into doing, and it'll follow this sequence again until it is done. And then all of these will basically go down into retro. You don't necessarily have to do all of them, but if there are tasks that are a little bit different to the norm and you want to learn from that or want to share things with a team, then you bring it into retro, where it's going to be, I think, like 4 hours. And typically what's going to happen is you're going to sit and have some pizza, donuts, whatever, sushi, whatever, have some drinks or cold drink or juice or whatever, depending on what the team wants to do. And we're going to discuss what you did well, what you did not well, and look for ways to improve. And then you're going to make a list of those things and have that visible somewhere where in the next sprint you can just keep that in mind, so you know how to move ahead and you can remember the lessons that are learned. And that's basically how we do. So thank you very much for watching this. Please leave your comments on what you think of this planning portion, the implementation or the action plan. Also give me like some cues on if I left anything out, or if you'd like some more granular information. And if you subscribe and notify and click on the bell, then you'll be notified of all the other videos that I'm going to do. I love doing this. I get great fulfillment from doing it. Small business owners can watch this and basically know within an hour what to do with the digital side of their business. And I hope they can see the value in this. So yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And take care.